1, 2, 3. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Action Toon Brothers.
Woo.
I am the host this time, Ben Sturgeon, and with me today is the creator and co-host that always makes me sound so weird, Matthew Lewis himself.
Hell yeah. Oh boy. This is a very, like I said earlier before we recorded, Ben, this is a very pivotal episode for the podcast. Do you know why?
No, actually, I don't know why.
Oh, well, this is Action Toon Bros, episode 69.
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh,
We're
my
very
God.
mature and smart.
Who'd have thought that this episode of all episodes would be number 69? Of course, when we're doing the first part of season 2 of Metalocalypse, of course it would be 69. Actually, I'm actually kind of sad that we didn't I'm actually kind of sad that it was nothing else. No, it had to be.
We should have did like what
the
Amazing World of El Super Beasto as a special or something. Something perfect.
Oh, I even own that movie. We could have.
Do some perfect crap.
Missed opportunity.
Oh, gross.
Hey.
Yeah.
Fuck you. That is the best movie of all time. Better than Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, we already have the Warcraft episode of Movie Garbage. You tried to pitch that as a possible thing for Movie Garbage too. So who knows? Who knows where it'll pop up?
One of these days, man, I will get you all to watch it.
I've seen it. I saw it when it was on like Adult Swim or whatever the heck. Believe back in Cartoon Network, they showed it like as a special or something.
Yeah, well, I own the Blu-ray, so have fun with that. But anyway, yeah. So today, kids, we are continuing down this dark and brutal and miserable path of Ben likes to watch dark shit apparently, and he is an edgelord. Also known as we just like the last time you listened to Metalocalypse, our recording, we had just finished season 1, and boy fucking howdy did it end on a note.
Oh yeah.
Well, now we finally get to the aftermath of that because we're starting season 2 finally.
Nope.
And with everything going on, with current recent things going on in world and society, a little bit of dark and brooding and mesmerizing comedy, if you want to call it that, is exactly what we need right now.
Hell yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, who knows when this episode's actually going to come out, but yeah. Shit's bleak, and so let's get metal with it.
Let's get metal with it. And we're going to start off with season 2, episode 1, Dethecution. we start off in hell.
I was going to say, yeah.
No,
some very Hieronymus Bosch painting style weird shit. Weird monsters.
As we see Cardinal Ravenwood on like a crucifix, only it's like laid down, not like actually up. And we see like General Crozier's watching as Ravencroft is like getting crucified. We see Deathclock staring at the Raven. We see Salacia in like a fucking armor doing the be blind thing. Eyes explode, and then we see like a doctor giving a checkup to General Crozier.
Yeah, he's at a hospital getting a medical exam, seemingly. And he says, hey, do you remember anything? And we get a little bit of a recap on the mission to capture and or kill Deathclock from last season's finale.
Right, and apparently he doesn't remember anything that happened. It's like all murky, and then like it's just nothing. And then when it came to his, Cardinal Ravenwood, it's like, I don't know what happened. They just said he died of a heart attack.
He said he had a heart
attack. He's like, so the doctor's just like, oh, okay, well, let me know if you remember anything. In the meantime, here's a prescription. Just go and have fun, you crazy man.
Yeah, and that's when we hit the intro.
And then we start off with the news worldwide.
Death clock crisis.
The death clock crisis. It has been months since the Gulf of Danzig thing happened, and just Death Clock has been questioning whether or not they should make public appearances, which has been causing an economic crisis. Everyone is committing suicide. Yeah. Even the president of the United States, also known as some random white guy, just goes on screen is like, I am sorry that I can't bring them, use my power to bring him back. So here, have this. Shoots his bottom jaw off with a shotgun.
It's very ridiculous.
Yep.
But then we come back to the band, back inside the main hub. What is the main facility called?
Are you talking about Morthouse?
Yeah, Morthouse. I forgot. Yeah, Morthouse. We see Oftenson trying to give them a schedule. Okay, so here's your schedule for what you guys are up to next. And we see Pickles is kind of like, what are you talking about, man? We can't. What are you being some kind of robot? We can't go out there and do stuff now. And then Murderface is also equally upset with him, and they're yelling at him about how much they don't want to do anything.
And one of my favorite ones is just can't you just ask us how we're doing before you know yet?
Yeah, Squizgar.
Okay, how are you all going, Squizgar? How are we doing? We're in the middle of a fucking meal right now. Just him literally freaking the fuck out. And but as they're having this conversation, as they're literally eating turkey, a big old turkey meal, and the band starts getting they can't eat anymore because of this bullshit. So Toki decides to stand up and mace the turkey with his, and I quote, pelvic thrust mace belt.
Yeah.
Which just so for all of you folks at home, you literally spread your legs apart a little bit, and when you pelvic thrust, the mace shoots and it hits them in the balls.
Yeah. The next thing we see is them all outside, all wearing the pelvic thrust mace belts, and they're just kind of spraying each other in the balls with them.
And of course, Charles is just wow, this is impractical because especially since you have to mace them in the face.
Yeah,
and everyone's
shut up, you robot.
Yeah, shut up, robot. Oh, and hey, you guys got to do that recording. So, and Nathan's oh yeah, well, how about this? Goes to flip a table, and Charles is yeah, I bolted them to the ground. And Nathan's just pissed off about that because he's yeah, okay, look, of all the things you can take away from me, you are not allowed to take away my ability to have tantrums.
Yeah. Also, the turkey is on the table now.
Yeah, the turkey's on the table out there now. It's just okay. So, meanwhile, as this is happening, as they're still in their kind of funk, and Charles being called a robot and everything, you see the band in the hot tub
with the turkey.
And Charles is yeah, with the turkey. Yeah, that is important. Then you just see you just see Charles walk up and say, "Okay, you know what? I think I know how to lift your guys' spirits. You guys should perform for a max security prison with the worst criminals ever." And Nathan's pass. He's but wait, you guys get to choose how they're executed. Nathan's pissed off because he's damn it, that's awesome.
Yeah, we also that's when we finally really actually address that they say they're scared that the fans will try to attack them again because they still think that it was fans who did that attack last season because they're that stupid.
I mean, in technicality, that's not wrong.
I mean, no, it was the freaking the organization. Yeah,
we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just well, since you guys are so worried about security, no one's gonna do. We're gonna make sure, and you guys get to murder a lot of patients. Yeah, sorry, not patients, a lot of inmates, and just man, that's awesome. So you want to do it? Nathan throws his beer bottle away. Just yeah. But it's gotta be brutal.
They're calling it the 21 gun suicide salute.
Right? And it's just it's everyone's talking about how everyone's it's gonna be the greatest thing of all time. Look at all these inmates that are gonna get murdered by Deathclock. And everyone's been waiting here for a long time. And everyone's excited about this, except for one, and I forget his name.
Alfred Belmure.
Thank you. Yeah, who is a child, a baby / toddler cannibal.
Yeah, baby murder. He's killed over 274 babies. He says it's so ridiculous.
Yeah,
and he doesn't like Deathclock.
He's a really big hater about it. It's it's trash. It's fucking trash to the ears. And then as all the fans are waiting fucking buzzards in a desert.
Yeah, well, did they say where the prison was? I couldn't remember where it was. I thought they said something about Sydney, Australia, but later on I hear the guard speaking some language, and I'm not sure if it's I don't know what language it is.
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't actually.
All right. But yeah,
But
it's like a huge,
um,
giant, red, like deserty field where this prison is located at.
yep. And then as they're all waiting, and like you get to see the fans and how like a lot of them have died from heat
Yeah,
stroke
he's
just
stuck in
from sitting
starvation.
there. And like you see like one in the newscast, you see like one fan staring in the sky, and like a fly lands on his eye, and he's unfazed.
Yeah.
And then as that's happening, from out of the ground in the most metal way possible, a giant spider tank with like drill legs and
Yeah.
fucking laser cannons all around it,
Burst through the
and
floor.
everyone's like, it yeah, just burst through the ground. It's Deathclaw, and of course, you know, let the execution begin, and then they perform in episode 1 straight from the second Death album, probably probably one of my favorite songs in all of the second Death album, Laser Cannon Death Sentence. And literally, as they're performing the music, they are launching the inmates out in rockets, and Deathclock is beaming them with laser beams and exploding them into fireworks.
They're like, enough clock! And then they get shot with a laser and it explodes. It's
One of my favorite ones is one of the inmates like gets shot up, and he's like, "It's almost my birthday," and then he dies.
In a big skull bone, or was it face bones firework?
Yeah, but, like, big old face bones. And as all of this is happening, like you see like a family having a happy time, you know, having a cookout, and like a body part fucking lands in the grill.
Yeah.
Then you see like two teens making out like in a car, and like a head smacks them both in the face. And then of course, as all of this is happening, you know, it's not Death Clock unless something goes wrong. In this case, fucking Squizgar does a pelvic thrust while wearing the mace belt, and it leaks. The mace leaks through the vents and hits one of the fucking clocketeers manning the machine, blinding him, and then making the one of the like drill legs destroy one of the walls of the
I'll
prison.
say before that, the crab tank like stage is like crawling towards the prison in general, and then when the guy gets maced in the eyes, it starts like crawling through the actual crowd of people. You see like bystanders and fans getting killed by the giant drill legs, including one of the TV hosts who was like, "It's Deathclaw," and he also gets like killed by one of the feet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I think the newscaster actually like gets flamethrowered in the face or something like that. It's just like, but then when the when it hits the wall of the prison, it's like, oh my god, they're all getting out, they're all free, and they like just mass mayhem happens.
Yeah.
And of course, after all of this, especially the one guy, the child eater person, is like he breaks out and he like beats the shit out of a guard with like a rock, runs away and everything. And after all of this, it's like, hey, it's like, you know, the news comes back and it's like, this is the scene of the most horrific thing ever,
history's worst prison escape ever.
Yeah, and then, like you said, someone's like mumbling in some kind of language, and it's like, hey, but good news, stocks are up.
Yeah, the economy is up again, and the band is back.
And we're finally going to get that, you know, that album on the horizon. And, you know, as Deathclock is outside, like, Pickles is trying to hit tennis balls and everything, Charles is like, okay, you wanted to see me? And they're like, hey, we wanted to apologize.
Oh, there's one more
and
thing,
Charles
Ben,
is like,
you forgot.
What's up?
The band is eating the mace turkey now.
Yes, they are.
They still have the turkey.
It tastes so
now
stingy.
It
tastes so stingy, you know. Yeah. But Charles is like, wait, oh, so you're sorry for letting a bunch of like really, really horrible like criminals out? No, we're sorry for calling you a robot. You're the best butlers we ever had.
He's like, I'm not your butler.
I'm not a butler. You know what? Never mind. And Pickles is like, well, I would have changed something. What, you mean like not letting those criminals out? No. That was just happy accidents. Yeah, Pickles refers to that as a happy accident. And they do little tawdry things about, like, you know, the lighting was off.
Yeah, Squizgar's like, I would have turned down Murderface and Tokies, of course, and Murderface is just like, yeah, and I wanted some new boots.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? But it's thanks for forcing us out into the world again. Charles is like, okay, I'm gonna take my leave. Oh, by the way, we do have a new record on the and Murderface just literally yells at him, calling him a robot. And then, for the first time ever in season 2, we see the tribunal,
Yep.
and all we hear is the senator say, "Gentlemen, it appears Death Clock has returned."
Dum dum
And then we
dum.
get to the credits,
Yeah.
and we get to the end credits where you see that one
Alfred
guy,
Dumb, you're
like, literally
eating a baby, getting
Yeah.
ready to eat a baby, and it comes right before he does anything.
Yeah, right. It's just like, okay, welcome to the first episode.
Of course, if you're familiar with freaking
this.
Metalocalypse.
So, Matt,
Yeah.
here's the post episode question of that. What is, because you saw how this episode was extremely brutal, like even for like this is like the first episode of season 2. Season 1 had nothing on this. Like, they went all out kind of thing for this opening episode. So here's a question: what is one of the grossest things you've ever seen in your life? Movie and media stuff.
I'm about to say, you mean in real life or?
No.
Oh,
No.
well, just recently, have you seen any of the Terrifier movies yet?
I still have yet to watch any of them.
Okay, I would say the first one is all right. It's like a weird little, like, practically short film thing. The second one I love. It's super long and super insanely gory and bloody and has some of the most insane kills. The third one, which is a Christmas movie now, it just came out. And one of the first things Art the Clown does is, like, brutally kill a child. It's like the very beginning of the movie, one of the first things he does. And the movie just gets more insane from there. It's off screen, of course, because the director said they didn't want to be too harsh, but it's still like, it's like you hear it, it's pretty terrible. So yeah, one of those, one of the worst things I've seen in IRL would be like, we were talking before about my kittens I just got. And I work at a veterinary hospital, and I had one of my coworkers record the surgery, which, like, most of the time with surgeries, just like with people, they do record them, like, in general, just so they have, like, documentation of it. But I had the friend send me the video of the 2 kittens being neutered, and it was pretty gross.
Well, like I said, it wasn't the IRL thing. I'm talking about just...
Yeah, but yeah, no, everything in Terrifier 2 has one of the most insane, drawn-out, brutal kills I've ever seen in any TV show or movie or anything. It's, like, insanely long and it's, like, insanely cruel in Terrifier 2. 3 comes close to topping it, but not quite. But yeah, the Terrifier 2, if you know the bedroom scene in Terrifier 2, you know the fucking most brutal thing possible. It's insane and hilarious. What about you,
I
Ben?
will have to take your word for it for now. For me, well, all I have to do is say it all I have to do is say the title, and I'll leave it at that. One of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my entire life. Unrated, the first part of Human Centipede.
Oh, yeah. Very fun. Have you seen any of the other ones?
Look, I watched the first one. Somehow I actually made it through. But then the second one I couldn't even, because it was just really fucking stupid and really fucking...
Yeah, they get stupider, I'll tell you that. I don't know.
Well, and now I have not seen this movie I'm about to, like, that I'm about to bring up, but apparently there's an even worse movie out there that I've heard of only, and I'm never gonna want to watch it ever. You might have watched it.
I probably. I'm gonna guess. Is it a blank film?
A what?
Is it the last word in the movie film?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know the movie. Yeah, I've seen that movie. Of course, I have.
You know what?
Yeah.
Just for the sake of all our audience, figure it out on your own.
Yeah. But I will say, I think the kill in Terrifier 2 is worse than mostly anything in that movie.
Really now?
Well, honestly, there's other stuff in that movie that's equally as, like, disgusting. But
that movie pushed limits.
Of course, yeah. The whole point of that movie was
hard.
to be, like, gross and shock value as possible. Yeah, it's like, but that movie, that movie's pretty gross and silly. Yeah, of course I saw that movie. Of course, I watch anything brutal, and of course I was a teen in the aughts, so I went out of my way to see that disgusting film. Yeah, besides that point, they're made with the crazy brutalness. I was gonna say, Ben. The also other like thing about this episode was prison breaks, which we have had on the podcast before in one of the funnest episodes of Young Justice with the ice villains in the prison and the Terror Twins.
Oh yeah. Where they like McGann had to like become one of like the one of the Terror Twins, and they had to break in because
and
like,
Connor had to
like,
be the
were,
Terror
like,
Twin. Yeah.
Right. And then it got weird because the brother and sister were kissing each other.
yeah. But
and then you found out that wasn't the case.
The fun scheme with all the ice villains and the whole make your prison escape. Have you ever seen the show Prison Break?
No, I don't do like Prison Eve kind of shows.
Okay. Well, I mean, you don't do Prison Eve shows. You watch Young Justice, but what about The Boiling Rock? The Avatar episode, The Boiling Rock.
I said, look. I mean, like shows that are about prison life.
Of course. You haven't seen Oz or anything like that?
Those ones. Yeah, oh God, no, not Oz.
Oz is great.
God, no. Not even Orange is the New Black.
Well, I was gonna say, you are familiar with the Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Which where are you getting at with that?
Well, I mean, in case you forgot, when you need to escape from the Master Control System or whatever in Kingdom Hearts 2, but also
look. There's a difference. There's a difference between being a show or a video game with an element or two of Prison Break, and then just being a Prison Break show.
Well, element or two. Not only is there the Tron world you need to escape from the prison, but there's also the Neverland where you need to escape from the prison on the ship. And also the Pirates of the Caribbean realm where you need to escape from the prison. And then, of course, we can't forget the other ship, that prison that you have to escape from, the Lilo and Stitch level in Kingdom Hearts as well. It's a running theme in the game. It's Sora escaping prison.
Except for the Lilo and Stitch one, because that wasn't Sora at all.
Yeah, Sora's captured.
That was Birth by Sleep. No, that was.
You're right. Yeah. We see Stitch in one, or I think, or is it two of these or something?
Wait. Yeah. I think.
And that was mostly it was a Terra level with the Lilones with the ship with Gantu.
Terra was the one who had to free Jumba from the prison and face Gantu.
Yeah, but yeah, Kingdom Hearts is love the prison episode. But yeah, what's one of your favorite like Prison Break things if you don't watch TV? And also, I was going to say our tabletop, one of the tabletop adventures we had. I had all you guys try to escape from a prison. That was a very fun little mission.
When I was the alchemist guy.
Oh yeah.
And when fucking Chris was the mad lad as the snipers and solved your puzzle to a point where even you were baffled.
Yeah, I was going to bring that back in another game I'm doing with Ed and his wife. That same puzzle because it was like the same area. But yeah.
No, don't do that. Ed actually remembers the
solution.
The way it was solved.
We'll see if he remembers.
No. Let's be honest. He's a dad of two, so.
Of course.
But when it comes to Prison Break things, I mean, honestly, I don't know, honestly, but like the Avatar one, the Boiling Rock one was really good, but the Young Justice one was actually really fun too because you got to meet some nice characters.
Yeah, but also I love the design of the Terror Twins and that outfit and like color scheme for McGann and Connor was really cool.
Yeah, it really was. But what about you?
Oh no, definitely Boiling Rock is number one because that's when freaking Mai and Ty Lee betray poor Azula. It was a very pivotal episode.
Oh, poor Azula.
Poor innocent Azula.
Dude, you need to, you know what? Get some therapy, man. Get some therapy.
Never.
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, so now with that out of the way, I know we've talked about the concept of this next episode, but we'll get there when we get there. So, episode 2 of season 2 of Metalocalypse.
Jesus, add more freaking qualifiers, Ben, so I can be sitting with you.
Are you ready to say it now?
Hell yeah.
Cool. The episode's called
Dethlessons.
We start off with a music video-ish kind of thing that they do
big
sometimes.
Zardoz-like statues of the band members floating towards a platform.
And you see Squizgar in like white armor, and you see Toki in black armor, and they have a sword fight, and they start beating the shit out of each other. While, straight from the second Death album, the song "I Tamper with the Evidence"
at the murder site
at
of
the murder site of Odin plays. And as that all is like, you know, being performed, you find out that they're actually like on stage performing, and Toki is trying to do a guitar solo.
Yeah.
And Squizgar, you know, being the lead guitar, literally like walks over, unplugs Toki, and they literally have an argument like, dude, what are you doing? What the fuck is
Yeah,
wrong
like
with
in
you
public
kind of
and like
thing?
right in front of everybody as they're like yelling about and playing too much. Like, oh, you get all the spotlights, Squidgar. I want to play sometimes. And he's like, oh, you suck.
And everyone in the audience is like, dude, just fucking play.
You hear somebody say like, oh my god, he unplugged him. Like in the audience.
Yeah, right. Oh, dude, he unplugged. And then like when Toki like just runs off the stage, throws his guitar down, everyone's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's what
And then
intro.
after, yep, intro hits, and then we start off with you know, actually, yeah, sorry, my notes are a little bit weird, but we start off with Charles talking to the band like, hey, you know, it seems like Toki is trying to find out what his role in the band is, and Nathan's like, okay, look, he doesn't really. They're like, wait, he doesn't really do anything. Nathan's like, no, he's the guy who makes the sandwiches, and Murderface is like, no,
I make
I'm
the
the one who makes
sandwiches.
the
And he's
sandwiches.
like, oh shit, he doesn't do anything.
Fucking hell, he doesn't do anything. And Charles is like, well, just be nice to him, okay? And for some reason, and by the way, even for Murderface standards, this is what the fuck. But he's just like, Murderface is like, okay, look, let the big boys handle this. Why don't you go put that in your fucking little book thing, or maybe just step outside and, like, you know, buy you some lollipops or something, you fucking idiot. And Charles is like, excuse me. He's like, no, I'm just dicking
Yeah, I'm just being a
around,
little
dude. I'm just being a little dick. It's fine. And Charles is like, are you sure about that? It's like, yeah, come on, I'm just palling around. It's like, and Charles is like, okay, goodbye. And even in Pickles and Nathan
are
are
like,
like,
wow, what the
dude,
hell? You're being a
what
dick.
the hell?
It's like, yeah, you
Like,
see, the
yeah,
key is,
I've got it down
I'm
to
not
a
mad,
science.
and he gets mad. That's being a dick. He's like, oh, how do you do
Yep.
that?
Hey, Pickles, you got something on your shirt right there. Punch it, uppercuts him, just like blammo.
Yeah, blammo.
That's being a dick. Wow. And we get one of my favorite Nathan explosion lines of, "Whoa, what a dick." And like after all that's happening, Squizgar's like, "Oh, it's adorable that you want to like, you know, be a better guitarist." But guess what? I'm the lead guitarist.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Because
I'm ways more gooders than you.
Yeah, gooders than you. Oh, come on. You know, Toki's like, come on. That's why he needs to get piano lessons.
You mean
You mean
guitar
guitar
lessons?
Whatever. Oh, don't worry. I'll teach you how to play. I'll gives you guitar lessons. Takes you under my flippers. Toki's like, no, we're not going down that dusty road again. Flashback to Squizgar. Okay, play the D minor scale. Plays a note. Wrong. Dumps a bucket of fucking pig's blood on him.
Very silly.
You're not a good teacher, Squizgar. I begs to differ. Meanwhile, we cut to Toki walking down the street like, come on.
Yeah, I wrote down the slide. He said, stupid, dumb, dildo, jack off, jerk, tits, ass. And then he sees a flyer.
A flyer for guitar lessons from Guitar Master, all styles.
Yeah, Dimneld self car.
Yeah, that's right. Dimneld's self-cark. And you find out it's like some random old like guy in like a junky kind of like house or whatever.
Yeah, shitty rundown house. He's like playing really well. Actually, like really fast. It's very funny. And Toki's like, whoa, can you teach me how to do that? And he says, yeah, okay, where's your guitar? And he says, oh no, I forgot my guitar. I think he says at the Bath and Body Works or something like that.
Okay, right. He's just like, you know what? I don't think you got what it takes. I don't think you can do this because you need to be able to do it. You got to go all in or don't even try at all. So it's just like, no, I can do it. That's why I needs these lessons.
Yep, and we come back to Mord House where we see Murderface is showing Pickles and Nathan how to be a dick. We see him saying, "Okay, we're gonna mess with Squizgar," and then they go into the room, they start talking to each other, like really bad acting wise. Like Murderface seems like normal, but like Pickles and Nathan are really shitty. They're like, "Oh, do you hear? Toki has a new teacher, and he's playing so well. He's amazing. He's totally better than Squizgar." It's like, "Oh yeah, I've heard that too." It's like they're like really stilted acting and like just like standing around like, "Oh, Squizgar, I did not see you here." So they decided to like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I did not see you here. And they like literally Nathan and Pickles are doing the like kind of reading a script kind of talk, while like they're just like, yeah, Toki's amazing. He's even getting better than you. And Squizgar's like, wait, he's getting better than me? Yeah, he's totally doing amazing. If you guys wouldn't mind, I would like to learn things on my own. I'd like to be alone. Door closes, he screams, and everyone's happy.
No, yeah.
No. I think isn't this when we cut to the tribunal?
Yep.
Yes.
This is when the senator introduces Votor Orlog.
Vader Orlog, played by, surprisingly enough, Malcolm McDowell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised because he doesn't really sound like him, but then I listened to him a little more. But yeah,
Death from Castlevania and a billion other things.
Yeah, dude, it's Malcolm fucking. Of course,
but he was on the podcast last.
He's been in like, he's been on everything, almost. But yeah, but they're talking about like it's like one of Deathclock wants to get music lessons to improve themselves, and Vater Orlog is like,
he's the political and spiritual specialist.
Yes, thank you. Yes, political and spiritual specialist, and he's like talking about how when you have two guitarists in a band, that could be kind of catastrophic on its own. But when one of them tries to, outdo the other one, it gets even worse. It's like a clash between these two titans, like a clash of the titans. Everyone's dead silence, and he's just clash of the Titans. And then of course we go back to fucking Toki, where he's like, hey, his instructor's like, hey, did you do the lessons? No, I didn't, but happy birthday. Wait, what's this? It's a popsicle stick with a guitar pick on it. It's fine. It's good. He's like, oh, you remembered my birthday. Cut to Squizgar having a goddamn nightmare.
I was gonna say, I think he has a dream before the birthday thing, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm getting them mixed up, but
it's weird. You see, like,
either way, this nightmare
shrimp monster Toki, like a whole bunch of, it's like a really weird surreal dream, but it's like you see a giant monster version of Toki looming over him and like all this weird shit. Lots of weird, bizarre
imagery. By the way,
just metal crazy imagery.
Which by the way, Matt.
Yeah.
That giant monster version of Toki.
Yeah.
Take note of that. That's important for later on.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's just he just wakes up screaming. Then you're right, because then it goes to the birthday thing, and that's when Squizgar busts down the door and is like, "This M's the guy? No, I don't. It's either the band or this guy."
Yeah.
It's like, what are you saying?
This is the man whose garbage cans. He's the belongs in the trash cans. I am performing citizens band firings. He's like,
no, you can't do that. You have to take it up with the band court and get the 2/3 votes. It's like, wait, what? I'm sitting here like, wait, what? Is this an actual thing? I don't.
Yeah,
what?
Probably not.
But it's like, I will get the paperwork's done. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. This is when after he says he's going to go do that, then we cut to the news saying the Toki Wartooth recital is coming up, and he's going to be performing after his new guitar lessons. And a press release from the rest of the band says that they're excited for the recital and that Squizgar is a lady on his period and a dildo liquor. A Swedish dildo liquor.
It's just, it's just a whole lot of bullshit. We cut to the band. We cut to the band in like the meeting room, mm-hmm. and it's like, well, I cannot in good nature like go through with the citizen band firing. Well, why is not? Because Nobody else voted on it. And Murderface is just like, yeah, I said it once, I'll say it again. Voting sucks. Yeah, Pickle's talking about how he was the president of like
the
not
non-voting
voting.
club. He's like, how did you do?
And
He never got reelected.
he never got reelected. But yeah, either way, it's just like, okay, look, Toki, you're either gonna have to settle your differences or you're gonna have to make a bigger decision. And Toki's like, no, I'm not gonna settle. Runs out of the room. Well, there you have it. Cut to Squizgar on his bed. Murderface walks up in his room, like not even looking at him, just like, yeah, about that Toki getting better than you. Yep, that was a lie. Sorry. Leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Just then we get to the we cut to the recital where Toki we get our first instance of Toki and why he's not good at doing like guitar solos and shit like that, because he has unbearable stage fright.
Yep. He's like, this is the C chord and the G chord and the F chord and the P chord and the he's just like naming random shit that doesn't make any sense. He's just completely
as
flopping.
like in the background you see him sweating profusely, and you like hear his heartbeat going. He's like, I can't do it at all. And of course Dimneld is like, no, it's okay. Come here, bring it in. And Squizgar's like, no.
Oh, he says, Toki, I'm dying. He tells him, Toki, I'm dying.
Like, yeah, no. Right. I forgot about that. He's like, by the way, I'm dying. And Squizgar's like, wait, Toki, I want you to have this because it's okay. I know you're not better than me. Therefore, I'm okay with this. And the band needs you, even though you don't do nothings. And then Nathan like appears on the side.
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
Hey, I'm sorry for like trying to manipulate the situation. Pickles comes in like, hey, I'm sorry for manipulating the situation.
Yeah, he says, don't quit the band. We're just messing with you. And then Murderface shows up also screaming in this giant auditorium. I'm sorry, I'm just being a dick. I apologize. You guys should have stopped me, you stupid idiots. Sorry, I'm just being a dick.
Sorry, I'm being a dick. And then of course, as Dimneld actually falls over, like about to die, he's like, I gotta tell you, Toki, I love you. Dies.
Yeah, so Toki says, you guys are my families. You guys really do cares about me. And then he's just like, I love you. And then he dies in Toki's arm.
And dies. And then at the end, we just get like, a graveyard with Demneld's grave with a big old like upside down guitar
tombstone.
And that is where that episode ends.
Hell yeah.
So my question for you, Matt, I know we've talked about it before, but have you ever gotten like I'm gonna air quote this heavily, but have you ever gotten like professional music lessons?
No. I was in a band for years. Like I said in our music dyslexia's conversation, I could like barely read music, and I just copied the people around me's notes. I never really cared enough to do private lessons ever. I barely practiced at home, and I never really pursued it.
I mean, I only did private lessons just because my dad was like, "Hey, you should get better at the drums," even though I had the raw talent and I was able to just pretty much like you. I could read music. I just like was able to like play it like
just get the rhythm
instantly. Yeah. Well, no, like even when I was first learning it, like I was like getting it down almost to a T, like almost immediately. And then we found out the guy who was being our teacher got arrested because anyone who paid checks to him, he was adding ones in front of the totals.
That's hilariously stupid.
It was, and
that's not even like that's not even how most checks work.
Well, no, like you know how you write that? Yeah, he was pretty much fudging the checks.
Of course,
and stuff
of course.
That.
Like, you have to like write the. Yeah. I was thinking at my job, whenever someone does a check, it's like what the description of the amount that the person wrote down, not the number amount that they wrote in the corner usually. I feel like he was caught.
Dude, Thacker would not have that shit. But yeah, so I didn't actually take a lesson ever again because I was already fucking good at it when I was in high school.
Oh god, but yeah, it was very, very funny. Also, I want to say, have you ever had like a shitty teacher? Because I was saying this guy barely taught Toki anything. Demnell, like we never saw Demnell self-taught like teach him anything. So I was saying, like
when I was in
the shittiest teacher you've
when
had.
I was in middle school. When I was in middle school, I had a shitty teacher. He was this guy, like he was a heavy set, like slight, like about shoulder height to you, Matt.
Mm.
A balding white guy, like he had like the fucking like when I say the Friar Tuck hair,
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Of course.
Picture that. Only the front part was also shaved, and the other remaining hair that was intact was long, like shoulder length long.
Mm.
I'm looking at him. I'm like, this guy looks like a fuck. And guess what? He was bad. I mean, he was not good at all.
That's funny.
Man. I don't even remember his name.
I was saying, in high school, I had like the same math teacher like almost all 4 years, I'm pretty sure. And it was just like, he was the guy who would just be like, he was like also the, in schools, they would always like double up the shifts for people. He was also the football coach, but he was teaching math to us. And he would always be like, yeah, just pages 22 to 23. And then he would like sit there like on like his computer or on his phone or like reading a book or whatever the entire class period. And we would just do math puzzles in the books. It was really stupid. But he was a fine teacher. He was nice enough. He was kind of funny, but he was just like really like, the laziest teacher you could possibly get. And then the other one, after I got my criminology degree, I was going to pursue paralegal studies. But the like paralegal 101 class, the teacher told us like in the first day, like, okay, like 90% of you guys aren't going to pass because people don't pass my class on the first run. And I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? That sounds shitty. And then like, I went through the whole class. She was like vaguely strict. But then like I got to the end and then like I barely passed. I didn't pass because I was like a couple of points like lower, but like I didn't mess up the class and I passed all my other paralegal classes. It's just like she, I guess, fails people on the first time to take her class, so they have to take it again or something. I have no idea. And so I just completely like said, fuck this. And I didn't pursue that field of study anymore because that teacher sucked so much. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
But yeah.
I was also saying, ironically bad teachers. Like, did you see Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
It's been too long, I'm sure.
Oh. Do you remember the episode with the bowling league and like Mac was really shitty at bowling?
Yes.
Okay.
I do remember that episode.
You remember he finds the imaginary friend called Bowling Paul, who has like all these trophies. And like he tries to teach him lessons on how to bowl, but they're all really shitty. None of them work. And at the end, it's revealed that the trophies all belong to his creator, the person who imagined him, and he has no bowling skills whatsoever. He's just named Bowling Paul.
Yeah, I remember that. That was hilarious.
And the other example of a shitty teacher I had was Into the Spider-Verse. Peter B. Parker is like not a great teacher for Miles, even though Miles like kind of learns lessons on his own. And then in the second movie, when they're like all chasing after Miles, he's like, "Hey, go easy on the kid. He had a terrible teacher."
Yeah, but you know what's so good about Peter D. Parker? Mm-hmm. He at least recognized that he was a shitty teacher.
Yeah, and Miles.
A lot of the genuinely shitty teachers don't actually fess up to it.
Of course, but he's just a hilariously funny dude. Any examples from like shows or movies or whatever, like of like shitty hilarious teachers?
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Even though he was a shitty ass teacher, he had a shitty ass way of teaching them, but it actually worked out in the end. You ready for this? Mm. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Like, let's be honest. His methods were really shitty, but for some reason they actually worked.
Hell yeah. yeah, that was very funny.
I
love that.
But yeah.
Forever.
Right, it's been too long for me too. But now, Matt, we're nearing the end of this episode already. Mm-hmm. So let's wrap up this recording session with Season 2, Episode 3.
Dethvengeance.
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 We're
like
Revengeance. We start off with the Metal Masked Assassin.
Yeah, I think I just refer to him as the assassin in my notes most of the time.
Right? Played once again by George Corpse Grinder Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hell yeah.
And he's got a clocketeer, and he's torturing him to bullshit, being like, "Is there a secret entrance to Mort House?" And the fucking clocketeer is taking it like a champ.
He's like, I'll never talk. And, yeah, because I ripped down his laughs.
And also starts laughing because he swallowed a cyanide pill.
Yeah.
Which, of course, the assassin hates that.
He breaks his
like,
neck.
literally crushes his man with, like, his bare hands.
Yeah, breaks his neck, and then that's where we hit the intro.
Where we start off with a teen illegally downloading some Deathclock music. He's like, yeah, wait, the consequence, you are downloading this album illegally. The consequences are grave. Yeah, sure. Okay, whatever. Starts downloading it. What am I going to do for the rest of the time while I wait for this? I guess I'll just jack off. Immediately, you see, like in the internet and everything, and it goes straight to tubes and wires, like straight to Mord House. It like, says exactly where it is. That some clocketeers just break into the house, taser and knock out the parents, and like literally beat the shit out of the kid, black bag him, and just take him away. And the tribunal sees all this, and they're like, it seems that Dethclock is taking the law into their own hands. And of course, General Crozier's like, this is preposterous.
Yeah, we see that they have a purging and thieving clause, allowing them to act as their own police force.
Yeah, and of course, it's like, just because the UN backs it doesn't make it right. And Orlog's just like, it doesn't matter. The point is that it is.
Yeah, that is how it is. We also see that they theorize that they have a secret prison underneath their base where they're keeping all these people who are downloading their music. And then they also says they see that they have scientists working on sound technology, and they're possibly testing them on the prisoners.
Which we immediately cut
see them
to
doing.
that same kid sitting and like listening to like hearing the Dethclock music. It's like, it's too loud. Oh yeah, how's this? Turns it up even louder. Yeah. And then as we hear that the music is actually the recording session of Dethclock above them.
Yeah.
And and we get to see he's back, folks. Dick Nubler is back.
Hell yeah.
Oh, so he's just like, well, it's sounding pretty okay. What do you guys think? And they're like,
it sounds too digital. It sounds like
too confined. Yes. And of course, Squisco's like, Murderface is like, yeah, it just sounds so weird. And Squisco's like, yes, I agrees with Toki.
Yeah, he's like, I'm Murderface.
And then Toki says something. Toki says something, and Nathan's like, "Yes,
it sounds
what
like
Pickles
microchips
said."
And zeros. They keep saying that.
Yeah, and it's like, even Nubler's like, "You can't fucking hear me.
He's like,
you're all fucking deaf."
He's like, "No, that's not true, right, Pickles?" And then like, "Right, Pickles," and he's just sitting there. He's like, "It sounds like microchips and zeros."
But then of course, after Nubler like yells at him for being literally deaf, Pickles is like, well, hey, we have something going on in the basement, an experiment going on, and we want to show you it. So they go down to basement 15.
There's a very funny song playing in the elevator music.
Right, some actual elevator music where we see, I don't know what these guys are named. I just call them the scientists.
Same, that's why I refer to them as the scientists. I'm sure they have names, but yeah, they talk about the other experiments they have going on right now.
Yeah, like the hover drums or the laser string guitars. And the electronic STD radar navigational dildo helmets.
You can never be too careful.
Toki and Squisgar just can't be too careful. No, you can't be too careful. But then the greatest achievement ever that they're working on, the Herd, HEARD.
Hey, oh, hey, we gotta get this right, Ben.
No, Matt, no. Yeah. I'm putting a pin on this one.
No, absolutely not. We have to do it correctly.
Okay. So hydro.
Electric.
You say.
Wait, you go first.
Yeah. Okay. Audio.
Wait. Which word did you say?
You need to say the next one. I said audio. You need to say the next one.
All right. Electric.
We just. Okay. Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah,
okay. Hydro. Electronic.
Audio.
Recordinational.
You're supposed to say it at the same time.
Oh, shit. Fuck, you're right. Okay. Sorry. Hydro.
Okay, no, wait. You say
Matt,
hydro.
Matt, let me.
Okay.
Hydro.
Electric.
Audio.
Recoordinational.
Device. Yeah, hey, Matt, you're gonna have to try to line that one up because we both have like that audio shit going on. Okay, for those of you at home who are very confused as to what we do, that is the extent of these two scientists.
It's very, very.
That is how they do all this. I was gonna try to ignore this, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta ride it. You just gotta ride the wave.
We had to do it. It's so good.
But also, so now actually getting serious for a second, the hydroelectronic audio recoordinational device, which apparently records sound on the purest analog format ever.
2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen.
Matt, no. No, we already did that bit.
It's 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. The purest water form.
Water.
Yeah.
Yes.
H2O.
They do. Yeah, they do it on the. You can record on one, which Nubler, being rational, is like, that's impossible, and they mock him because they're scientists. They're in the laboratory where they make the impossible possible, and then they're like, okay, here, we'll show you. They start like Deathclock starts recording again straight from the second Death album, Burn the Earth. And they after they do the recording, which by the way, in the basement, Deathclock has so much goddamn nuclear things going on, the entire world would be like, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
Because every single time they turn that thing on, everything gets destroyed by nuclear waste and everything. Only to make like about a liter of water, where if you press a button, you can hear the music from the water.
Yeah. They say they downloaded Prisoner. The prisoner who was like the kid who was recording at the beginning is put back into prison as I feel like they show the recording to the guy and how pure it sounds.
Yes. He's actually he's led to cell block F, where when he's thrown in, we see someone crawling on the ground, and it's Edgar Jomfru.
Yeah, the Jomfru.
Yep, one of the Jomfru brothers. He's still alive.
Yep.
And we get like a flashback. He's running over. He's like, "Oh, my brother," and literally like puts on a mask on this kid that is literally the stitched up remains of his brother's face.
Yeah.
And we get flashbacks of what happened, when when Eric died, and so it's like, yes, my brother, do not fear, they will pay. Behold, it sees a tunnel.
Yeah, he's starting to build a tunnel. This is when we get a nice little time skip to 1 week later, as we see that the band is having all their recordings done to water, but they are trying to record a new thing for the album, and they are way too drunk.
Yep, they are way too drunk, and everything's good. And we get the best recording ever that I am sad that we did not get it on any of the Death albums.
Oh, yeah.
Because, the two things. First thing is Nathan's like, hey, record this, okay? They turn it on, all the nuclear goes on it.
La 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 la.
God damn it, you actually did it.
Whoa, la 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 la
la la la la.
That was stuck in my head for like years because this episode and this promo for this episode, they showed that clip like nonstop on Adult Swim. So that like entire tone and like little dumb sound thing is like stuck in my head forever.
Good, as it should. But then of course the second one that we didn't get, Murderface is like, oh my god, guys, turn it on, record this, I'm about to, and then as the recording starts, he just fucking vomits.
Yep.
But everyone is impressed by this because it's like, it sounds better than when he actually did it.
Did you get that on the audio?
Yeah, right. What, that bottle crinkling?
It wasn't bottle crinkling.
Yes. We got whatever that sound was.
Yeah, good.
Well, either way, as all of this is happening, Edgar with the random child are going through the pipes and trying to, escape. As they land into the sewer, and apparently, that like he can swim without like doing all of this.
He also lands on a
And
giant pile of mega covered bodies somewhere under the Mord house.
Right. And swims through, and like we even get to see like Murderface taking a shit and flushing the toilet, which launches Edgar out of one of the pipes. Yeah. And then towards the end, then we cut to the end of the episode where Nubler is pissed off at everyone.
He walks in on the room and sees them all hungover.
Well, they're all like completely wasted, but they're drinking the tracks. They're watering plants with the tracks.
They're watering plants with the drum tracks. Putting fish tank with the bass tracks. They're cooking ramen with Squizgar's solo. and
now none of the tracks remain except for one.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
It's the
Matt. What track is which track is?
Oh la 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 la. It's actually in their hot tub. I think it's like playing in the hot tub while they're like.
Yeah, it is. It is. That is the only one that survived. Was the Matt one more time for the audience?
Oh la 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 la.
And then after that, at the post-credit scene, we see Edgar and this random teen floating in the water as they float to the shore where the metal masked assassin is waiting for them and picks them both up with ease and just carries them off into the woods. And that is where this episode ends.
Very fortunate.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah?
So that right there, the whole recording thing. Have you ever, I don't know, have you ever had moments like that in when you were recording with like Ed or anyone else where you're just like, dude, we need to record this, and it was like the dumbest fucking shit ever?
I mean, I've recorded some of our vocal exercises before we record ever. Listen to any of the clips of the silly, goofy shit we've said or done on like any of the things. There's tons of goofy ass shit. Oh, the other time I have to run to the bathroom in the middle of a recording. Like, you guys leave this on. You guys record. I don't think we ever recorded any random noise or anything. I sort of was like doing a bit where we're like fucking around with the audio. I don't know. I've done a lot of weird audio editing like on my the audio book for the audio version of the podcast, the audio drama. There was like a lot of like editing sounds and shit in, which is very fun.
Yeah. You know what, Matt?
Yeah.
You know what I should start doing to you from now on?
What?
I should just out of nowhere just be like,
hey, booger face tit knocker.
Now I want you to take that thing I said, the booger face tit knocker, and I want you to like put like a filter over it so it sounds like I'm robotic or something like that.
I'm gonna say, have you heard the? Oh yeah, sure. I'll take that clip and I'll do something stupid to it if I remember to. Hopefully, we'll see in like several months when this episode's finally aired. We'll see if people remember.
Right.
But yeah, audio adjusting stuff like that's very very fun. It's always fucking with stuff like that. There's also the clip I just put up, just not to like pimp our fucking channel, which is very lame because it'll be months from now, like I said. The episode about editing and like Chris asked me like, Matt, you're gonna edit whatever like the the bad jokes that Ed just made. I'm just like, yeah, I'll definitely edit it out. And then like Ed was like, that's very funny. Matt doing any editing? You know how many episodes have me saying like, I'm just gonna edit all this out, and then I just leave that entire clip, including me saying I'm gonna edit it in the episode.
It's true. Like a lot of times, like especially like when I was first doing this with you,
of course,
it was like, Matt, please edit this out. Yeah, of course I will. Listens to the recording, nothing changed.
Yeah, I will say, Inside Baseball, there are a couple of clips that I have actually had to take out of the episodes, either because they were so off color or like personal information or something like that was happening. But like, there's a couple of times, but of course you'll never know. Listeners or co-hosts will never know what I've chopped out of the episodes.
It's true, because guess what? None of us pay attention, nor do we actually care.
Yeah,
unless
of course.
It's important information.
Yeah, editing is a nightmare. Like I said, after doing the damn audio drama for Forgotten Minotaur King, where like I would literally spend an entire day editing those like 15-minute episodes. Like that would take an entire day for me.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But yeah, of course I know how to edit, and I will if I need to. But I was saying, this episode, the other like major thing about this episode, Ben, speaking of personal questions, you know, people love their Hogwarts houses or their Percy Jackson things. So tell me, when you were a kid, were you a Napster kid, a Kazaa kid, or a LimeWire kid?
My time has come because now I will let you in on this, Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
I was a LimeWire kid.
Oh, you were one of those younger, newer ones, huh? That was one of the last ones.
I did not get into that whole thing.
File sharing.
all too late. All too late.
Oh yeah, because LimeWire's like near the end of the. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Kaza was the main one I used the most, but I was there at the very beginning with Napster, the first one, the first major one.
I see.
I would say, yeah. Speaking of this episode, obviously was like a very like loose parody on the whole Lars Ulrich from Metallica thing, which is like what shut down file sharing.
Yeah. Don't do file sharing. Don't do file sharing.
Yeah. He needs this new Hummer and gold-plated hot tub or whatever the South Park parody of like how you should steal from artists was. It's terrible. All sides is very funny. But like, yeah, that whole suit about Lars Ulrich, Metallica, relevant to this metal podcast. But I'm presuming this is like a. And then I was like Googling stuff about this, and I was like, oh yeah, like all the amount of insane viruses dumb kids downloaded back then. And like I saw somebody said like, yeah, like it was like a thread about what ruined your what destroyed your computer, and someone was like, oh well, Limp Bizkit rolling mp3.exe. Just a big old fucking virus that a million dumb rock kids downloaded.
A lot of things like that, man.
Oh god, like yeah, cool. Just like this music file, just gotta open this exe folder. Oh, what the hell? What a time.
Yeah, what a hell of a time. But yeah, that's gonna be the episode.
Yeah.
The episodes that we cover this time, and that is absolutely this first episode of season 2 of Metalocalypse. So yeah, we're back in it, kids. We are back in it. And by the way, if you're an actual kid listening to this, really?
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
Fucking really?
I know what happened,
Fucking
but you shouldn't
really? Be. Dude, we are rated M for mature child.
Hell yeah.
Stop listening to this. We are adults here. We do not laugh at the fact that this is the 69th episode.
Hell yeah.
Okay, now, but I unfortunately still to this day, I know I'm an old man, do not have any plugs, but I know Matt has some plugs and a few new ones too.
A couple of new ones, yeah. Well, first got to go through the old ones. As I mentioned several times during this episode, the audio drama for Forgotten Minotaur King, it's still up, still getting views occasionally. Definitely check out that or buy the book. I still get occasional, like once every couple of months, I get a single book buy. I'm like, oh shit, gotta pimp my shit more. Of course, besides that, Action Toon Bros, go listen to older episodes of that. There are fucking tons of really funny episodes. Listen to the clips and the shorts that are up now from funny episode bits. To find out the context for those insane out-of-context little clips, make sure you just listen to the full episodes. Then there is, of course, Movie Garbage with Ed. There should be a new episode either coming out at this time or hopefully in the future. We also, after that, have another group record coming up for our Movie Garbage, hopefully. We got to organize that one of these days. And then besides Movie Garbage and Action Toon Bros and Forgotten Minotaur King, you should check out my now, because of course, fuck Twitter, it's garbage. Don't go there. Delete all your accounts if you can. Go check out the Blue Sky ML podcasts for the new thing where all my links are, all my tweets about the podcast, random cat videos from my new kittens, my dogs, just chilling out with them. Lots of art and stuff like that, immediate reactions to popular shows, ML podcasts on Blue Sky, and of course, now TikTok, ML podcasts on TikTok as well. Doing very well so far. The same clips as YouTube ones, but there's a lot of really funny TikTok shit too as well, because I got to pimp out the show as much as you can. So definitely check out, follow us on Blue Sky, follow us on TikTok, follow us on YouTube. And I keep saying one of these days the RSS feed will be back up, but I have no idea when because I'm very lazy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
No, that's going to be it for today.
Well, yeah. And next should be... we have one episode before the finale of Young Justice, correct?
I don't know, because it gets a little...
Or is this going to be the finale?
It gets a little nebulous with the arcs. No, because it's going to be another arc. It's going to be the underwater arc coming up, but the number of episodes for this and the finale does get very wonky because there is like half the season left, but the episodes count is going to be very choppy, so we'll figure out how we do it. But
either way, next one's going to be another Young Justice.
Oh yeah, more Young Justice.
Yep.
All right.
And from all of us here at Action Toon Brothers at Matthew Lewis Podcasts, I think I said that right. If not, fucking
ML
whatever.
Podcast.
Yeah. Well, anyway, from us to you, we'll tell you all to keep
hydroelectric audio recoordinational device.
Matt.